Pirates.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old school nerd.
Pirates. Why did it have to be pirates? Oh yeah, because it's all y'all fault. Michael Deed says it's time for more pirate metal. But this time, let's go Stormseeker, The Longing. All right. Might as well. You guys asked for it. That's what you're going to get. Thank you so much. My name is Old School Nerd. Like and subscribe to this video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check us out on oldschoolnerd.com. All of our social media posts. Patreon link for those who want to help support the channel. We appreciate every single one of you. And the merchandise store. So this is Stormseeker, The Longing, the official music video. And Michael Deeds is not hiding it. He's like, dude, it's pirate metal. Like, all right, is there like a peg leg and a eye patch? Because that would be cool. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, so here we go. Check this out together. The link to this video will be in the description below. Please check them out. Hopefully they're awesome. Because Michael Deeds hasn't really asked me for a lot of videos that weren't cool. So I'm kind of holding out a lot of hope here. So let's go. Stormseeker, Longing. Sound. Is that a hurdy-gurdy? It is. Oh my God. Okay. Guitar, bass, barefooted guitar. No, barefooted bass, guitar, drummer, piano, cellist and a hurdy-gurdy? A cellist and a hurdy-gurdy. I'm in.
Keen. See him closer to rulers, but out for the sea. Had a ship came from north to a harbor for a day, and for this much it knows I'll be on my way.
That was a good walk.
I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way. I'm all set to veer away, and I'm all set to go straight your.
Okay, I'm really digging the idea of this, okay? Okay. Both the bass player and guitarist are barefoot, which is awesome. Thank you guys for representing the barefooted crew. I like the arrangement in this because it really is pirate metal. It's got that stylistic, that roller coaster feel of that pirate song, you know, that rolling ocean sound that they give through. The hurdy-gurdy is underrepresented in this genre because people, when they hear that classic soundtrack of, name the pirate movie, name the nautical movie, Master and Commander with Russell Crowe, all these other ones, you hear a hurdy-gurdy being played, and a lot of people think it's a violin. Some people think it's an accordion, one of those, and it's misrepresented. Like so many times you see in old pirate movies, there's a pirate, and he's playing a little squeeze box accordion, right? But you're hearing a hurdy-gurdy, and you don't realize that you're hearing a hurdy-gurdy. And I think I sometimes ask myself, is it because if they were to play a hurdy-gurdy in the movie and you saw it, you'd be like, what the hell is that? You know, it's just because it doesn't resonate like the pirate band in the tavern playing that little tiny, hexagonal shaped little squeeze box accordion. One thing I was not expecting was the cellist, and the hurdy-gurdy player together. It is a very great mix because the hurdy-gurdy has a sustained sound, that crank does that sustained resonance, but then you have the note playing. But then on the bottom end, to hear that cellist is just truly amazing. I'm thinking about maybe looking up some folk music where it's just a hurdy-gurdy and a cellist playing together. I think that sound would be amazing. Now, of course, the bass player, the guitarist, and the drummer are really pushing that metal feel. The pirate, and then they're pushing in these three guys are pushing in the metal. And your keyboard player is really just filling it in, making it an experience in the song. Everyone has a great spot here. Everyone has an amazing point here. So it is worth noting that the two guys playing the electric string instruments are not wearing shoes. And the two ladies playing the non-electrical acoustic instruments are wearing fishnets. Maybe it's a pirate thing. I don't know. These are just the things I notice. Why? Because I'm an idiot. And I notice stuff that nobody else would care about. Yep. You're welcome. I like that. I really like that. I'm going to bring it back, okay? During this call-out part of his verse, he goes from being on beat, and then him and the drummer, they go to an off hit. So instead of it going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're counting the downbeats on the 1 and the 3, he, in the middle of a line of measures, he switches it up and drops the downbeat on the 2 and the 4. So instead of you going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's going 1, 2, 3, 4. But by him doing that in the middle of a line of measures, it then sounds like they're going off beat. He just changes the hit part, the down hit. And normally that doesn't affect the hurdy-gurdy, the piano, the guitar, but from a rhythm section, the bass player normally plays his notes. A bass player can play anything they want. They can literally flutter around as long as they stay within the pocket that they hit their bass notes, usually on every bass down and every snare down. That's how you get the punch in a song. By your drummer. That's why they call the drummer and the bass player the rhythm section. Because if they're not playing on the same beat, the song will sound extremely unorganized and muddy. It'll almost sound like there's no beat to it at all. Because your bass player and your drummer, first thing they have to learn is where they're going to connect. And normally, not all the time, and we could cite so many different examples, Rush being the first one, where a drummer and a bass player are so good, they don't have to talk about it. But normally, a drummer and a bass player get together and they say, okay, I need you to play your bass notes, my kick, and then on my first snare or my second snare hit or whatever. That way you have that punch. When your bass player and your drummer are hitting their downbeats at the same time, it carries such a weight in the drive of a song. Now that's musical theory 101 when it comes to putting together a performance, okay? Drummers and bass players kind of do it naturally, but they have to consciously do that. Now, in this arrangement, the singer is putting a tag in his verse, and it sounds like the drummer and the bass player instead of playing on that down, they played their hits, and the drummer keeps a snare on the proper hit, but he hits cymbal with a snare with a bass kick on the off beat, and the bass player joins him. So when the lead singer does his little pops, they're with him, and it adds a thump to it. Listen for it. I know it seems confusing, but I just explained how they're doing it. So when you hear this now, you're going to be like, whoa, can't believe Old School picked up on that the first time he heard it. I've done it before. I've done it in a song playing like 10 years ago. I've actually done it. So I want you to think about this. The drummer and the bass player are playing it straight. And then to help the lead singer tag his lines, they're going to drop their kick drum cymbals crash, and the bass player is going to drop his downbeat note off of the regular rhythm to give an emphasis. Here we go, watch.
Hero I shall be. A hero
There it is.
I shall be.
And the guitar player joins, and the guitars joins in with him, so it adds an extra pop. Now, what you don't really see it, because they're not really showing it a lot in the video, is that this singer, the hurdy-gurdy player, has a wonderful voice. It's a very rich voice. We refer to it as an honest voice. It's not trying to be anything more than a very rich girl next door folk voice. Like, she's literally talking to you. She's in your family. It's a connective kind of tone. Now, what they're not showing you a lot of is that there's no dub in this. You're hearing two voices because the cellist is singing with her. The cellist is singing a low harmony with her. You have to catch it. And they do show little glimpses of her doing it in the video. They don't really focus on her as much, which begs the original question. How awesome would it be, just the cellist and hurdy-gurdy playing a folk song acoustically together with these two ladies singing, harmonizing together? It would be a classic folk sound to have two women, one doing low harmony to the other with a cellist and a hurdy-gurdy, and nothing else. It would just be amazing. But in this form, with a metal band, it's pretty damn awesome. It's a good visual.
I'm all set to veer away, and I'm all set to go and stay over. And I will leave a soul to find what I've been longing for. I'm all set to veer away, and I'm all set to go and stay over. And I will leave a soul to find what I've been longing for. I'm all set to veer away.
There you go. I really want to unpack this a little bit more because I really, really, really enjoy it. Okay. Because it's pirate metal, there is a good deal of folk music into it. Now, one of the keys behind folk music, and a lot of people that are on my channel are here because I do metal react. And that's 100% thank you for being here because I'm into it as well. But my love of folk music is perfectly set together with this song. Is this a very heavy song? No. This is more folk with metal than it is metal with folk. Okay? Because they highlight the acoustic nature of the hurdy-gurdy and the cellist. And they also embrace folk vocal storytelling. To be a good folk artist, no matter what culture you're resonating in, no matter what culture you're espousing to, whether it's an Asian culture, an American, Latin American, North American, indigenous, African, Europe, Middle East, whatever subcontinent, India, whatever, Australia, New Zealand, Pacifica, with a lot of the other stuff, because the Pacifica, Oceanic area, Polynesian rhythm, some of their folk music is some of the most iconic in the world. If you are a folk performer, there's something about that it revolves around storytelling, because most folk music occurs in a way that is culturally educational, culturally chord. So in 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 100 years ago, music was not about entertainment as much as it was telling a story or continuing a legacy of storytelling. Minstrel bards, etc. So when you do folk music, especially when you're doing a core of cultural music like that, it's all about telling the story. And a lot of times when you do that, your vocal stylings can be very complex to add emphasis to a story. You know how I tell everyone, if you really want to catch my attention, do something different and dynamic and not make it all the way through the same thing. This band does exactly that, because by staying on the folk music side of it and pirate metaling it versus metal pirate music, it's pirate metal, they're allowing both the singer, the bass player, the gentleman singing, and the two female singers, the dynamic to set the tone, set the dynamic of the arrangement. There are tags in here where they cut off everything but the vocals, and then they just crash back in, or they allow a change of dynamic arrangement and composure to encompass the storytelling. That's going to hit me really hard. So when you want to make music that's going to catch my eye, this will do it every time. Do I like really hard stuff? Yes. Do I like hard stuff that is dynamic? Yes. Gojira is a classic example of that. Almost all the stuff I've heard from Gojira lately has been dynamic storytelling, but extremely heavy. This is dynamic storytelling where it's more folk with metal underneath it. See, they're different. I love them both. I would see this band live over and over again because they're doing something that's a little different. Yeah, is it pirate metal? Is it a little campy? Yeah, that's the genre. But for the silly shock value and laughter humor of Ailstorm in this genre, you have a band like SEEKER here that is telling a very serious tale. And they're taking it to the level of humor Ailstorm takes it. They're bringing it to the serious, hey, this is really our cultural art here. We want to share it and make it something not as humorous, but emotionally connecting. Good job. I really like this. I like the song. I like the band. I like the ensemble. I like the way they're using their instruments. I like the way they're giving everyone a spot. Would I have liked a little bit more guitar in there? Maybe. But I think by limiting the guitar, they're putting the focus where they want it to be. So before I come in and say, there needs to be more guitar, there needs to be more this is an artist decision, because the artist is deciding, look, the reason why we're having the guitar support the hurdy-gurdy and cello supporting the hurdy-gurdy, and we're letting that hurdy-gurdy really push the song, is because we want to make sure that the folk lifted in this arrangement. It's perfectly. My name is Old School Nerd, and I have blabbed on for 20 minutes about pirate metal. And I'm okay with it. Hopefully you're okay with it too. See you guys later. Bye.